Hello Year 6, Mr. Purdy here. You're going to be doing time calculations tomorrow, so I wanted to talk to you about time, the importance of time, and give you a quick recap. Why do we need to know how to tell the time? In a day of analog and digital, analog, something like I'm wearing here, it moves itself, analog. Digital, the numbers appear on a digital device like your iPad. A lot of you might have digital watches, okay, your computers, your laptops. You might even have digital clocks at home. Now that's great. It's great to be able to read the numbers off there. You can read it and go, that's 16:23. Okay, but do you know that that's 4:23 in the afternoon, 4:23 p.m.? Do you know that that's 23 minutes past 4? Do you know what's coming next? Okay, you've got to have an understanding of that. Plus, what happens if the electricity goes out and we have a blackout? What if you're working in the real world and you get an email from a colleague and you're in a lawyer's office saying your meeting has been moved 30 minutes later? Okay, well, you knew it was at 10 o'clock, but you don't know when 30 minutes are. So you have to work that out. You'd have to know it. Okay, what about if you're getting the train or the bus every day to work and they suddenly change the timetable? But they haven't got a digital version yet. They just let you know that everything's running 10 minutes earlier or 30 minutes later. You're going to have to be able to tell that time. You're going to have to be able to add that on or subtract it yourself. Okay, what about if you are operating, you're a surgeon, and you know that a very important cardiac operation can only go for 45 minutes. You know that patient's going to come in at 8 a.m. for the surgery. It will look really silly if you're in control being a surgeon and you don't know when that surgery's got to end. You don't know how many minutes you've got. You can't break it down into sections of the important things you need to do. So it's essential that we can tell the time and add and subtract it. We're going to go over the basics today. I'm going to literally do another 3 minutes on basics, recap. Some of you don't have to watch this. Some of you know, but it's great to have it. It's great to have the link. It's always great to go back. Even Mr. Purdy and adults I know will always go back and look at the time, keep a watch on, make sure we're always practicing it. So here's some information. First of all, the clock face. Now, we've got numbers on it. We've got 1 to 12. Okay, that's always on there. And sometimes you might have the 24-hour version on the inside here. Okay, let's just talk about what we've got here. 1 hour. That's 1 hour past 12 midnight. So we've got the morning starting here. We go all the way around till we get to the afternoon. 12 midday, 12 noon. Then we've got it going round again to the afternoon. Now, without the 24-hour clock, that would just be 1 a.m. all the way through to 12, and then from 12 p.m. all the way through to 12 a.m. Okay? But with a 24-hour clock, we go through 1 a.m. using all the numbers to 12. Okay? And then we say pretty much 1 hour after 12, which is 13. 2 hours after 12, which is 14. You're just adding the hours on. Okay? Try it in your head. 12 add 1 equals 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the afternoon and 24-hour clock. So 12 add 1 is 13. Okay? 12 add 5, because I want to find out what 5 o'clock in the afternoon is on the 24-hour clock. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is 5 o'clock. 5, 17, yes. Okay, and I will put this picture up so you can have a little look back on it. I've got the hands here. Let's talk about these basics. Small hand always points to the hour. Big hand always points to the minute. When it's pointing up at 12, there's no minutes. This is o'clock. And then it starts to go round clockwise. It starts pointing at 1 minute past, 2 minutes past, 3 minutes past, 4 minutes past, and 5 minutes past. The clock is broken down into 5-minute stages, all with little minutes in there, so you can tell the time. Now, You might think, why has Mr. Purdy got one blue side and one green side? Well, this helps me because a lot of language with time is often something past or something to. Okay, someone might say 20 to 10. We'll meet at 20 to 10. Okay, what's that mean? 20 minutes. Where? So you've got to work it out. So here in the blue, we're talking about past. It's as soon as it goes past o'clock and it's heading down. So we've got 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past, quarter past. We'll come back to quarters and halves. 20 past, 25 past, and half past. So when we get around halfway of the clock, this first half is past because we're going past the hour mark. Okay. Then when we get to the halfway and we're going back up to, see how that works? Up to the next hour, we start saying to. So it's 25 to, 20 to, quarter to, 10 to, 5 to. Okay? And we say it as in it's 5 to 10. Let's say, because this was 9 o'clock, we've gone around. This is 5 past 9. This is 5 to 10. Okay? So when we're looking at the minute hand being around here, pointing at 5 to 10, we say it that way, but actually that's 9:55. 9 hours and 55 minutes. I will go into this in more detail when we actually do our lesson. When we're looking at the clock and wondering what's quarter past, half past, quarter to, well, let's think of it as a whole. This is the clock face. I know it doesn't look like much of a clock at the moment. It's got no numbers on, but imagine that's the whole. And we've got 60 minutes in there, okay? It's been broken down into quarters. So it's been divided by 4. And actually the first quarter is 15 minutes, because what we do is we take the 60 minutes and we divide it by the denominator. And to check, we times it by the numerator. So 60 divided by 4 is 15, then times it by the numerator. 15 times 1 is 15. Okay. Then we've got 2 quarters or 1 half. Okay, we've done fractions. We should know these. These are equivalents. So we've got 1 half, so halfway to the next hour. Well, we know what 1 quarter is. Let's just add another quarter on, or check it the way we're doing. We could do 60 divided by 4, times it by the numerator, 2. But we know that's an equivalent fraction, so we could do 60 divided by 2. It's 30, times it by 1. Okay, then we could do this. You guys could do that. It's just a little bit extra, a little bit more information on why we do it. So it's quarter past, half past, quarter to. This means 15 minutes have gone, 30 minutes have gone, 45 minutes have gone. Or there's 15 minutes left, 15 minutes past, 30 minutes past, and 30 to go. The clock can be quite confusing sometimes. I hope that I've tried to explain it quickly and briefly and as a recap for most of you. And I've even gone a little bit more in depth. But if you are worried about tomorrow and doing time calculations, go back, okay? If you go on to filter 3 of MyiMaths, you will find that it's learning to tell the time. Okay, maybe you could do that tonight to practice. All the best. Any problems, please watch the next video that will be uploaded with the lesson, where I'm going to go through what is going to come, do the first one each time to show you what you've got to do, and give you some guidance throughout.